Hey, this is Alain Johannes. You're listening to Alterna Gold on VIC Radio.
Well, first of all, congratulations on your first record. How long have you been working on it?
Actually, the whole thing, well, depends. The song started coming. The first one I wrote for Natasha's benefit concert, and then from then on, I was hanging out with PJ Harvey, my friend, and John Bryan, and I played him another one, and they were really encouraging to, keep doing it, and really there was no choice because they kept coming, almost entirely of a piece, and I just collected them over several months while I was working with the Vultures, and then in the 4 days in November of last year, I had a little break, and I just went into the control room at my home studio and knocked them out all in 4 days. Really, it was crazy. They came completely of a piece.
So you play a lot of instruments, though, right? Like a ton, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started playing guitar was just 4, and then got pretty serious. Like, I learned songs and all that stuff to sing along, and then by the time I was about 7 or 8, I got really, really serious. It's pretty kind of early.
Yeah, that is pretty early.
Yeah, so I played quite a bit, and then when I was about 17 or 18, I kind of forced myself to stop for a little moment because the technique was getting ahead of my ideas. So I kind of cleared my head a bit, and grabbing other instruments along the way just because I love the sound of instruments and really interested in textures and being able to communicate personally on any instrument. It doesn't mean I'm a virtuoso on other instruments but I can definitely get an idea across on them, and I just love owning them and having them. Of course, the word to tune every one and keep them all nice and clean and shaped will probably be a 24-hour day job. And it's funny when the weather changes and at the house, as temperature drops or whatever, you can hear ring, like this one over here, that one over there, this string pops, that one changes, forget about it. It's hundreds and hundreds of instruments.
So what are some of the instruments? I guess the cigar box is on a lot of Spark, I think, but what are some other instruments that are on Spark?
Well, let's see. Percussion-wise, I brought in like a couple of old toms and some percussion assorted kinds, shakers, rattlers, doodads. There's a harmonium on Gentle Ghost. Harmonium is it's a pump organ.
Oh, very
yeah, Indian classical instrument. It's so you use your left hand to pump the bellows, and then with your right hand you play it. And then I used the really spooky sounding guitars that keep going through it. That's I have my original guitar, which actually Hillel Slovak grew up playing in the beginning until he got a Strat, and he gave it back to me. It's a really rare electric that only Mark Farner from Grand Funk Railroad used to play.
Oh, wow.
It's a metallic neck all the way through the body. It's called a messenger. And I took the frets off, and it's really smooth for fretless work.
Oh, that's cool.
And so what I did is, I put flatworms on it, really deep sounding, and then play with an ebo. So you can get that kind of either string quartet-y or theremin-y, any of that. Like on the record, all those, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah, and then, a little melodica, which is a little plastic thing that you hold with your hand and you blow into it. So a keyboard harmonica. And I played a contrabass flamenco for bass and endless eyes. Basically a big flamenco guitar that's tuned a whole octave lower than the regular one, so it's like a bass. Okay. And that sucker's really hard to play. There's a big old neck. What else did I play on there? Cello. I played cello on Speechless. And I think that's basically it.
Did you play most of the tracks, or did you have other people helping you?
No, I played everything. It was pretty much, 3 hours from going into the control room, and I brought it, so it could be right there because I was recording it too. I just set up like three different mics with different personalities, and then just it all came from just a cigar box first.
Wow.
Except Make God Jealous, which is like it's all in one take, the vocal and the 12 string. But yeah, so late, in my head I imagine, just the way the song's gonna end up, and I just perform it on the cigar box, and then from there just add stuff and then sing it. And that's why it took in the mix. It took like 3 hours per song at the most, sometimes less.
That's great. So did you have anybody helping you even with the engineering and recording, or just you?
No, it was just because I had many of my dearly talented friends offered to help me, but I knew it had to be a very personal endeavor because the highly intense aspect of the process, but I did feel as if Natasha was in the room. That's the crazy thing about it, because we worked so seamlessly together. It was almost like a turn and look at us. Oh, that was cool, right? It's cool. Okay, let's go next track.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So I was reading an article about a little bit about what you just mentioned. So I mean that seems like, since you were so connected through your music, being musical partners and life partners, that playing these songs has really been a spiritual journey for you, I guess.
Oh, definitely. And I actually, I don't think I started the excuse me, the healing process, which is going to be always ongoing from something like that.
Yeah.
Until I actually got to communicate, my feelings and emotions and thoughts in these songs, because there's such a different way of expressing something. It's so total and complete and deep, and even reacting to it, listening back to it, as if I was a listener, and being able to have it wash over me in that way. I mean, I didn't even think about what it was going to be for, whether to release it or not, or what. I just knew it had to be done.
What is behind the name Spark? Why is the album called Spark?
Well, it's kind of the way that I view Natasha.
Mm-hmm.
Her ability to basically ignite any musical situation and get it going to its most highly possible state, whether we're doing our own music or working with other bands in production, or actually any situation, getting the most out of everything. So a spark is, in a way you don't, roll around with a giant fire, consuming everything. You kind of have a little spark that ignites the current moment and makes it, come to life or come to light or light up, or, the word just kept appearing, and the idea behind the word and the emotion behind it kept appearing all the time.
I like it. It's beautifully put.
Thank you.